So, welcome back to Home Talk. And in this particular segment, I'm going to talk about the setting up of the Apple TV. If you've just bought it, you brought it home, you plug it in, and you're wondering what to do next. And if you missed our previous segments, don't forget to check out other links to the earlier segments where we talk about the remote a bit, as well as the packaging. So, let's talk about the interface. If you brought back your Apple TV, you plug in a HDMI cable to your own TV or your projector, the next thing is to power it on. So, just in case, please ensure that your Apple TV Remote 4th generation is also charged using the included Lightning to USB cable. Give it about 10 minutes, should be more than sufficient for the setup. And that leads to the setup. And right now, I'm going to be using a television over here. So, when you turn it on, usually, the first thing you choose will be the language, because this is the first time that you need to set it up. So feel free to choose a language that you are comfortable with. You don't need to use English. You can always use Bahasa Melayu, you can use Chinese, Jadi Zhongwen. It doesn't really matter. But for the sake of this video, I will choose English. So next thing you're going to choose will be the region. And this is very important because the region affects what kind of content you're going to view and perhaps payment method, etc., etc. Now, it's tempting to say that you want to use United States as the content, but I would personally suggest, if possible, just use back the default, which is obviously Malaysia. So I'm going to just scroll down, and this is where you will find out, if this is the first time using Apple TV, that the Apple TV remote, sliding it over the touch area is really, really intuitive. So basically just slide all the way down and you find Malaysia and basically click on it. So you just click on it and select it. The next part is to select whether you want to use Siri or you don't want to use Siri. And Siri is very, very cool. I recommend that you keep it on. In future segments, we'll show you what you can use as Siri on Apple TV. So I'll just use Siri. Now this is the best part. Notice that on the screen it says you can set up your Apple TV and you can actually key in your Apple ID, etc., etc. And all you need to do is bring up your phone, iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch and set it on the top of the Apple TV. Physically put it on the top of Apple TV. And when you do so, essentially what will happen is the Apple TV will detect the Apple ID and Wi-Fi settings based on your existing iPhone or iPad. And this makes it so much easier. Now, for the sake of this, I'm going to manually select it. And I'm going to choose my network over here. And just bear with me for a moment while I key in all the network details. So, after you've keyed in the wireless password and successfully connected to your home network, well, the next thing they have to do will be to key in the Apple ID. Again, remember, if previously you followed the instruction and placed your iPhone directly onto the Apple TV, it will already copy the wireless setting and your Apple ID from your phone. You don't have to key in all this manually. But if you do not have an iOS device, you don't have an iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch, then you can still manually key it in and of course use the Apple TV 4th generation remote and basically use the interface to key in all the necessary details. In this case, I already went through the Wi-Fi and now I'm in the Apple ID. I'm going to skip this because we don't really need it. And you'll notice that the first message that you see, specifically for Malaysia, is that Siri isn't available in the Malaysia iTunes Store. That's pretty normal. In the future, there might be Siri for Malaysia, but unfortunately at this point in time, it's just not available. Let's click on Continue first. Next part is to key in your location services. Do you want to enable or disable? So this is important because it basically helps detect your location and give up appropriate things like perhaps advertisements or even screensaver and so on and so forth. There's no harm in enabling location services, but again, ladies and gentlemen, it's your home. If you value your privacy, there's no harm in disabling it. In this case, I am enabling it. And now it's going to set the Arial screensaver. So you can actually enjoy HD videos of practically everything in the world, any beautiful location, and new videos be downloaded automatically. This makes for a very beautiful screensaver in your living room using your big TV or perhaps a projector. And here you can set whether you want it to be automatically download or not now. And the videos, just to make sure that you guys all understand when you have the Apple TV, it will take somewhere between 300 megabytes to about 1 gigabyte, depending on what kind of video. It's not that much, and it's very beautiful. So I would recommend that you automatically download. Finally, diagnostic and usage, diagnostics and usage. It's always a good idea to help send to Apple any problem that you might face automatically. This is to help Apple improve their services and let all consumers in the world benefit from it. So let's send to Apple. App analytics, same thing. This is up to you whether you want to share the details of how you use your app, whether it crashed, whether there's problem, to help app developer improves. Again, if you value your privacy, you can always say don't share. In this case, I will share. And finally, you have to agree to the license agreement on using the Apple TV. Very straightforward. So I'm going to tap on Agree. And there you have it. Welcome to the Apple TV interface after the setup. So I hope that this segment is very straightforward. You hope that all of you understand how we actually do a setup for the Apple TV out of the box. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more segments here in Home Talk from Switch.